All right. This is going to be fucking chaos. My ADD right now is just this is probably going to go terribly. Anyways, Judd'z Budz episode, and I can't read either. That's not great. 187. I'm going to get lazy. Gretzky plus Pasternak.
Is it if you're looking at the number 187? Is it technically reading or is it math?
Part one is reading the number that the episode is, and then I have to do the math in my head.
Okay, but like being able to decipher what the number is, that is technically reading rather than math. Like that's just like a legitimate question. I don't have the answer.
Yeah, I'm reading the number, but it's mostly me like looking for it because half the time, sometimes Isha will throw like a paragraph long fucking title.
Yes.
So I'm like, where the hell is it? And then sometimes my screen's really the window's really small. So I have to like then adjust the size of the window to make sure the title pops up again. And then sometimes when I'm trying to do that, my computer freezes and I get really angry. And I go, fucking whatever it is. Oh, actually, that's what I used to do when I was doing the solo, even though that wasn't when we were doing this live. But anyways,
yeah.
Cosgrove has been sitting here for 22 hours. I doubt he's even in here right now. But Cole's here.
There's a poker table somewhere. He will be joining us at some point.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, all that to say, as always, joined by my good buddy, Mr. At State of Hoppy. How we doing?
As usually at this point.
As per usually.
Always designation.
Well, I mean, you're back now, so pretty much.
Yeah, I have nothing to do with why this got postponed until now. Although you were not upset. You were actually rather pleased that I was the one that fell on that sword, being the problem, but
I'll be honest, I was thrilled. I was legitimately dead. I was going to be useless last night if we tried to do this. So shout out to your son for not allowing it to happen. I mean, that's
a team effort. It's both of them. Because if it was only one, we'd be okay.
They got me. Those are my boys. They got me. They're like, Z's not ready to do this right now. He needs the night off. I got this. Hang on. And then they went nuts. So we never could start. It was also great because like 30 minutes before we had decided not to do it, I was like, hey, if you can't do it, don't worry, I'll rip solo. And the second I sent that text, I was like, I don't know why I just said that. I'm not doing that. Like, there's no fucking way I'm doing that. So then me and Mateo, who is not here because it's just too late, was just like, we just ended up sitting on the stream talking shop for like 45 minutes anyways. And I was like, I could have just you
guys actually showed up?
Oh yeah, we were just sitting there and then we're like, fuck it, we're not doing this shit. But anyways, we're doing this now. Third period against Edmonton in Edmonton. Absolute poetry that Jesper Wallstedt gets the start. I am very hesitant to say anything overly positive, mostly because Sportsnet just put up the graphic that,
of course,
the Minnesota Wild are -10 in the third period this year. It's apparently the third worst third period team in the league. I mean, hasn't really been a problem that much lately, at least in November, because the season started in November. I don't know if people knew that, but the season did start in November. October never happened. They're still hot.
Speaking of poetry, though, if you could pick any Minnesota Wild player that has owned the Edmonton Oilers the past since McDavid's been here, who is it?
Is it weirdly Brodin?
It's weirdly Brodin, who happens to get the goal. Don't you agree though? Like, isn't that the biggest reason that the Wild have kind of? We've been the kryptonite for the Edmonton Oilers, which like this year everyone's the Oilers kryptonite. It's kind of weird, but like, look over the past several years, like, yeah, they've had us a couple of times. Like, you're never going to completely sweep a team over the course of several years, but largely the Wild have kind of been Edmonton's daddy. And I think 90% of that is Jonas Brodin locking down Connor McDavid the way that only he can.
Yeah, and as Jeff Merrick says, people don't talk about Jonas Brodin being one of the best backwards skating players on the planet. Like,
he wants that added to the All-Star game.
That rules, by the way. Honestly, like, any Merrick idea for an All-Star game that he throws out there, I'm like, I'm in, I'm down, love it, dude. I don't care, whatever.
80% with him, and I'm 20% like, what were you on when you came up with this? I'm not even saying no. I'm just like, I haven't even wrapped my head around what you're proposing yet.
Can you imagine the reaction of people being like, are they fucking serious? The fucking NHL All-Star game. That being said, though,
him versus McCarr would be fun.
I mean, like last year's NBA All-Star game weekend versus the NHL happened, like having the Four Nations tournament at the same time. It was like, this is the first time that like the NBA All-Star like weekend has done something at the same time as the NHL, and the NHL is just
tweeted this second. Honestly, what a game for Brodin.
I desperately needed that on a serious note, because like this year has been a weird. I mean, like obviously Brodin starts the year not healthy, and
we can be
there's
honest,
just been like
it's been
weird.
bad. It's
just like a lot of weird mistakes that I'm not even like beyond just some of. Like I think at the beginning of the year, the skating clearly was obvious that he's been hurt, but like some of the turnovers that were happening were like very not Jonas Brodin like. But obviously gets the goal tonight, and I mean like obviously the period 2 and then even the start of this period's been pretty much all Edmonton since. Like a lot of that just was the fact that Ryan Hartman decides to take 2 penalties like back to back almost. By the way, I don't care. This is an irrational feeling that I have. Ryan Hartman could literally commit the most egregiously dumb, stupid penalties that we've ever seen, like 5 times in the same game, and I don't care. I think everything he does is funny, especially when he's shocked when he gets called for like the most obvious penalty of all time. The trip this time did trick me because I couldn't see it at first, and then you watch the replay, like, oh yeah, he just fucking whacked his skate. Obviously, that's definitely a trip, but like, I don't care. Like, I just like some of them are so fucking funny that I'm just like, he's shocked. Like he punches someone in the face. He's like, "Oh, me? Look at me, Steve Garvin stealing TVs." He's like, that is not me.
Is not me.
He's like, yeah, it's just like it's my favorite, so I don't even care if he does that, but anyways,
do we call him Steve?
We might have to start calling him Steve. People are
Hartman. Steve Hartman.
Steve
or Ryan Garvin. What should we do?
I like Ryan Garvin.
I'm gonna throw that. I'm gonna set up.
No one will understand. That's another one of our dumbass references.
No,
maybe 3.
I bet at least 5 people get it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that rocks though. But yeah, I mean that the other thing though, because you mentioned that Merrick always brings up Brodin. On Monday, he had Pierre Maguire on. He's kind of become a regular, like once a week kind of guy for the most part this year. He said something that I like kind of want to snowball even further. He just said like, how do more people not know about Matt Boldy? And my question to you is, and I hate this conversation whenever it comes up, but I think it's warranted. Is Matt Boldy the most underrated player in the league? Some fans listening are probably gonna like break their phones right now because they hate that I said that, because they hate Matt Boldy because he played golf once. I don't know, but like seriously, is he the most underrated player?
I mean, he maybe part of this is just watching pretty much every Wild game the last few years, and then obviously knowing about Matt Boldy like before the Wild. I don't know. It always surprised me when people like are surprised by like his stats and stuff. So I don't really know. I mean, like maybe it is. Okay, Minnesota is a team. Minnesota is an organization that's poised to have the most underrated player in the league, just because of like I think
no one cares or watches.
Right, like people aren't staying up for a Minnesota Wild game if they're playing out west or whatever. Like they don't get that many like national broadcasts, whatever. Kaprizov's the first like superstar that they've had in, I mean, like, I don't know, ever. Literally since Gabrick. So it very well could be a situation where, like, because it's Minnesota Wild, I think that probably factors into that.
I think it's largely Minnesota Wild, but on top of that, it's literally just Central Division, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
the East Coast and the West Coast do not watch. They do not care. They don't play against us enough to even like know. So it's less like, oh, you watch Boldy play and you don't know he's good. It's more just like people haven't really seen much of him, and who knows? Like odds are that the game that they did watch of him was one of his duds, historically speaking. So it's not even to say like how dare people not know about Matt Boldy. It's just like I don't know. I feel like he kind of falls into that like perfect little cushion of he's slotted behind Kaprizov in every sense on the depth chart, right? From at least outside perspective, he's had up and down seasons, and man, he's just been lights out again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
here's a fair one, Burrito Bill.
Yeah, it's tough too because obviously Wyatt Johnston comes in the league. He gets drafted 2021. So this is what, year 4 for him now? Year 3, year 4?
It's year 4 already?
It's either year 3 or 4. But I mean, he kind of could just like came into the league and immediately was just like top 6 center, scores 20, 30 goals. Obviously just locks up the big contract in Dallas. So maybe, yeah, it could be just a situation where like it really does a lot of times depend on what team these players are on. But again, I mean, the most annoying one of all time was the Barkov thing. It was like if you just keep saying, or Huberdeau, it was like, all right, you guys got to stop doing this. Like it was like Huberdeau had like a couple like ridiculous seasons. Like he's the most underrated player in the league. Are you just picking like a fucking franchise where like one guy's lighting it up for a couple years? Like he's the most underrated player in the league. It is the most annoying conversation ever. I hate it. But Boldy's got a shout, I guess. Now I think about it. Then I mean, obviously makes the 4 Nations team. So yeah, no, it's interesting. Let's see here. 10 minutes left, third period. Shots 30-18 in Edmonton's favor now. That being said, like Wallstedt's made a couple ridiculous saves. That one second period where he like pushed off the post because he was almost like over committing because he knew where the puck was going, and then still had the wherewithal to kick his leg out and make that pad save. That was fucking insane. He's doing it again, not to jinx it because we're 10 minutes left of the third period here, and Edmonton's they're starting to go downhill here. They're skating downhill at Minnesota's net, but like he again just looks so fucking poised, reading the plays, made a lot of saves where he's just like freezing the puck, and even ones where he's like kicking it to the side, no like big glaring rebounds. He's just controlled in there. He looks just like he's buzzing and he's confident and he just knows where the puck's going. Like this is what he's doing right now is just incredible. He's just continuing this run of games where he's just like, Jesus Christ, this is your starter right now. And I mean, Gus last few games too, he's been great. They're getting the goaltending. It's interesting too, just looking at some of like their underlying numbers defensively have been better, obviously, than October because it's like hard to be worse than they were. But like it's not like drastically different. I think they are eliminating more high danger chances or whatever, and like giving up fewer scoring chances. But like the goaltending has just, and I wouldn't really say that they had a period of more than like a few games where like you're getting a stinker from like Regis Gustafsson because Wallstedt hasn't had a bad game yet. But like they're just they've been even better. It's insane to watch. And also, is Edmonton gonna miss the fucking? We're gonna talk about this later, I guess.
We will.
This Edmonton team, I don't know. It doesn't make sense because at some point they're gonna go on. I feel like they're gonna go on like a 10-game here. But I mean, they're just not inspiring a whole lot of confidence right now. Like watching. I mean, they've generated a few like big scoring chances, high danger chances, but like, boy, just watching that second power play specifically, they are really reliant on just like slingshotting McDavid. Please do it. Please do everything. Like, please score the goals. Like, enter the zone, score the goals. Somehow assist yourself if possible. It'd be great. I don't know. They've got some big injuries too. Like Roslovic's been a really good find for them. That was a nice signing. He obviously gets hurt, but I don't know, dude. It's just like they're not really inspiring a whole lot of confidence.
Yeah, and I think the real question, because like there are several teams we can talk about this with, and we're going to get into it more, like you said. But at the end of the day, it's hard for me to believe that they miss, short of like Draisaitl or McDavid going down long term. But I think the real philosophical question with this is, when McDavid signed that contract, is the team obligated to push the chips every year? Like, do they just say, like, this ain't it, boys. Like, let's have an off season for you to all recover. Let's not do anything rash and try and force something that's just clearly not here this year. Come back next year. Hopefully we can do something better this off season. Or is it like, no, McDavid just took a sweetheart deal for you. You have to be pushing all 3 years, because if you don't, then he's for sure gone.
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as you have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on your team, you can't not push chips in year after year. Like, you can't. Did you, by the way, the fucking Bouchard and Ekholm just ran directly into each other. I'm like at the point now where, like, just given where Edmonton is defensively and like how poorly they're playing overall, like I'm like feeling bad for Bouchard, because I still think he's a fucking stud, offensively. But like someone just put in the comments here, it was Cole. I mean, he's thrown like 5 pucks directly into fucking Ekholm's chest. He did that in the Stanley Cup final, the clinching Cup final game against Florida, where Reinhart ended up dancing Ekholm too and scoring. Like, boy, it's Bouchard's prime to be in a position where it's like you're a defenseman on Edmonton, you're one of the big dogs, and if it looks bad and you're not like putting up like 2 points per game and you're giving up, like the team's giving up 1 million goals per game, you're not getting any goaltending help, you are under. Like, it's the Skinner, and then the amount of tweets I get about Bouchard sometimes, like, it is bad. I just feel bad for him because he's a stud.
Well, and he is, and he also looks like he could be my father. But I think this is a big thing to bring up, because Cosgrove, I've been with you on this. I don't know where to fall on it, because it seems so obvious, but like the Avalanche literally had the worst goaltending. They fixed that shit so easy overnight, no problem. Why has it been so difficult for Edmonton to do the same?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting seeing, like, when they brought in, was it like Blackwood and Wedgwood in the matter of like what, months? And they were like, we're gonna also re-sign. We're gonna re-sign both of them too. And it was like, oh, and overnight they are better. I would also say though, like, Colorado's situation was a whole lot different than Edmonton's. Like, Cale Makar is a freak of nature, both sides of the puck.
You know that they have Darnell Nurse, who makes just as much money, right?
Great.
I'm sorry, that's mean.
But who is that goalie? Like, when you look around the league, though, like, who's a guy that you can get for not like a crazy package that's relatively cheap?
The problem is I don't know which goalie, but like the obvious answer is Pittsburgh. Sure. They've got 4 goalies. I don't know which one you go for, because, like, let's be honest, Jerry, the contract is a concern.
Yeah.
And just the health, right? Because if you promise me a full bill of health from Jerry and just putting him into a new environment, like, I'd be willing to gamble on him. But you factor in the money, which they don't have a lot of. You factor in the health. That's a hard one to pull the trigger on. And then which of the non-Jerry goalies is Pittsburgh willing to move on from? I don't know.
Right.
Because one of them has to be available. I just don't know which.
They could cook up some magic, make the click remote real.
I think the answer is also, why not Buffalo?
Yeah.
Or I don't know what the fuck they're doing with their goalies.
I mean, like the Detroit Red Wings constantly have about 12 goaltenders on one-way contracts.
Yeah, and they all fucking suck.
That could be a solution.
But every free agent goalie that can't find anywhere else to play.
They're like, yeah, we'll just take another. Please, sir, man. They're like, yeah, you can, absolutely. But I mean, yeah, I still think either way though, like Edmonton and Colorado, 2 completely different scenarios still.
But maybe with what'll happen once the goalie gets there, but not with going out and getting the goalie.
Right.
Like they could have just as easily acquired Wedgwood, Blackwood, both, but they didn't. They're still not doing anything. And like everyone wants to say, like, oh, like everyone knows they need a goalie. Their hands are tied. Like everyone knew Colorado needed goalies. Are you kidding me? Their goalie situation was worse.
There was a video of Rantanen yelling at, was it Georgiev? Shut the fuck up and save a puck. I was like, uh-oh. And then 8 minutes later, he was
that guy is just going off on everyone now, though. Like, holy shit.
He's 1 game suspension.
He did say, apparently, Wyshynski noted on the sheet, he said he talked to Rantanen about the whole thing with Patty Waugh and just said that he is not concerned for his life when he goes to play in New York.
That was not, I think it was, I don't think you were you back for that when we talked about that? It was nuts that they just let.
I don't think so.
It was nuts that fucking Patrick was losing his fucking mind. And not only did the camera stay on him, they let that hot mic pick up every fucking word and did not even consider like, uh-oh, we shouldn't let people hear this. They were like, fuck it. Who cares?
I do think one thing
yelling at him and falling over is the best.
One thing that Cosgrove says here with, Pickard playing games in the playoffs is unacceptable. I think part of the problem is that if the players are moving off of a goalie, it's going to be Skinner and not Pickard because, like, apparently Pickard's beloved in the locker room.
Right.
Which is, like, weird. I don't know. I don't know how you handle that. I don't know how you bridge this if you're Edmonton. If I'm an Edmonton fan, I'm not, like, giving up hope, but it's just, it's got to be real tough when you're looking at the 1 year where, oh, hey, Florida's got problems. This is our path. Oh, nope, we're going to suck too. Sweet. I do think that this is going to get fixed. I'm not going to lie. I can't tell you exactly how. I just can't picture a scenario short of McDavid or Draisaitl missing extended time where they miss the playoffs.
Right. I mean, you look at the Pacific too. Let's pull up the standings now.
Do we want to pivot that direction for a minute?
Yeah, then we can go more Wild focused after the game's over here.
Sure. We got 6 minutes left in the game. Wild up 1-0 still. While you pull up what you need to, I will say coming into this, everything on paper said the Wild should dominate this game. And I was very worried that this would be the, fuck you tour for McDavid coming in with all of the noise around Wallstedt and how they should have picked him, how they're just down in the dumps. I thought McDavid was going to come out. Like that first play where he just pranced through, dishes it over to Hyman, and fortunately Spurgeon gets a stick on it. I thought for sure that was going in, and that was just going to be the start of the floodgates pouring. Mm-hmm. So I'm thankful that didn't come to fruition, but also I don't know. I wasn't expecting a 1-0 game. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the under. Yeah, I mean, when this game's over and we go more Wild heavy, we're probably going to have to spend a good amount of time on the man they call Jared Spurgeon, because holy shit, has he been unbelievable during this Wild hot streak?
Yeah, the one that
he's playing some of the best hockey. What's that?
He's the one that caused the turnaround too.
Yeah, sure did. And that's a big time freezing the puck from Wallstedt again. God, he's so good.
It's so funny. I didn't listen to any of it. I had it on mute because we're right outside the toddler's room and I'm sitting there with the baby. But they showed something at intermission with I think it was Gorg sitting down with both the goalies. And you can just see by demeanor, Wallstedt's I'm fucking better than all of you. Gustafsson is just happy-go-lucky, kind of
doing his
trivia games. I don't want to state this wrong because I don't feel this way about him at all as a person, but just the vibe is just loose, nonchalant, kind of a goober. He's just kind of a goober, right? Doesn't care. And you see Wallstedt is just like,
dialed.
Okay. Dude, it's funny because it kind of clicked for me when we were doing the interview with him. But like watching it back and just seeing his like posture, just like hands up front, leaning away from the camera, like I'm just like, holy fuck, dude, you business, all business.
Yep.
Oh man. Cosgrove says they are 40% on Money Puck to make the playoffs. The Edmonton Oilers. That's interesting.
Yeah, that, I mean, honestly, the last 5 minutes of the game here, why don't we just do the Thanksgiving playoff picture?
All right. So Thanksgiving playoff picture, because I've got here who was like technically in on Thanksgiving, because the metric, guys, 25%. It's damn near spot on every year for the past decade. 4 teams get in, 4 teams get bumped out. So that's really how we're going to spend our time talking here, is how do we rationalize who gets in and who gets bumped out? So I'll start with the Eastern Conference. So the 3 teams that are in the Atlantic, based on the standings on Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, Isha, FU, Tampa Bay Lightning, Ottawa Senators, Boston Bruins. See? Metro, we've got the New Jersey Devils, Carolina Hurricanes, Washington Capitals. And in the wild card, New York Islanders and Pittsburgh Penguins. What a weird upside down world we live in. Now, the key here, the caveat, from the top, the number 1 slot in the Eastern Conference, New Jersey Devils with 31 points. The separation from first to last in the Eastern Conference is 9 points on Thanksgiving. Buffalo Sabres have 22 points. That is a small gap. And if you go from the wild card down, it is 5 points from the bottom to the second wild card. That's fucking insane. So do we want to dissect the East, or do we want to uncover everything? Because technically it's not like it has to be 2 and 2. Like we could be pulling 3 or 4 from one conference.
No, let's just go East.
All right. So East, how do we feel about the teams here? I know it's very weird, some of the names on here. I will say it hasn't been the most inspired hockey, but like I was someone that was weirdly optimistic about the New York Islanders. Not that they were going to like come in and contend, but I thought they could vie for a wild card.
Yep.
And that was before I realized that Schaefer was a fucking boss.
Already one of the best defensemen.
By the way, everyone go check out Joe Smith's article, just dropped today, talking about Matthew Schaefer losing his mom and the kinship he's made with the Foligno brothers, who apparently have T-shirts going against each other. That's a thing. And I also was very caught off guard when I had to go out to Target this weekend and run into Marcus Foligno during the Wild game. It's very funny.
Hold up. The players love that Target, though, apparently, eh?
Apparently, most of them live in Edina, and I go to the Edina Target because it is not very far from me, even though I don't live in Edina.
Okay, Peter from Edina.
I wish cheesecake got dropped off at my door every day.
Yeah, that I'll be honest. Yeah, maybe we should stop talking shit. Like, I mean, that sounds pretty fucking awesome. But in terms, I mean, like, it's an easy one for me as far as like when you look at these teams that going back to Thanksgiving that I fully don't intend or don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think the Boston Bruins fall out. I mean, I think what they had been doing and what even what they have been doing these few games with like now half the lineups out at this point, they're surviving on really good goaltending. Morgan Geekie just continuing to be an absolute sniper. And then the only bastion of hope that they could continue winning games and like putting up legit offense every game before he got hurt was David Pastrnak. Now that David Pastrnak's out, that's clearly just like mean that is the limit of injuries that they can sustain.
But
Zacha and Middlestead come back, they both put up points in their games back. That's obviously big, but I mean, David Pastrnak.
Do you know in the year of our Lord and Savior 2025 who has the most goals in the NHL?
Morgan Geekie.
Who's he play for?
Yes, freak. I don't one
dude,
Boston Bruins.
I love that they like asked him about like how he's been playing, whatever. He's like, I don't know why you're asking me about this. I am not in that tier. I am like cool that I'm scoring goals, but like I'm not Nathan McKinnon. I'm not Connor McDavid. Like don't even try. Like,
I think he said something like, it's kind of crazy. I clearly don't belong here. But I was like, all right, man, like say it differently than that, dude. Be nice to yourself than that. That's a crazy way to say that. Edmonton pulling goalie. Oh my God. Chaos in front of the net. But anyways, I mean, I just can't, even when Pastrnak comes back, I just can't see them, the Boston Bruins, continuing. Like, it's crazy too, because like they're getting elite level goal. Like this was the first stinker from Swayman tonight against Detroit in Detroit. But he's putting up like Vezina numbers right now, and it was I think Dom Lucian put up from the Athletic. He did his rewards tracker, and like the numbers that Swayman's putting up as far as just like high danger saves, goals saved above expected. Like he single-handedly won the Bruins like 5 or 6 games like by himself.
I mean, doesn't he kind of owe him for last year?
Yeah, that's last year was bad, obviously.
We got 45 seconds left in the game. 1-0 empty net for Edmonton.
There's no way they just called that penalty on Boldy. And they did. 40 seconds left. We are headed to the PK. Boldy to the box.
That is unfortunate.
Oh,
Kaprizov wants to fight Ekholm.
Boldy wants to fight the ref. I want to fight the ref. Anyways, but for me, I just can't see. And I look at the other teams, especially just in the Atlantic in general. Like I think Ottawa's better. Detroit's right, or I think they're probably a little bit better. I believe in.
Do you think they are though?
Not much. I think they're pretty close. But I think Montreal. I think Montreal's better. I don't know what's going on with Toronto. Now they've won 2 in a row. They're hot. Well, I mean,
I think it goes without saying, man. 3 of the teams for me are flipping in the East just because of how close it is.
Right, and that's the other thing too. I mean, even when we're talking about Thanksgiving right now, but after tonight's games, there's not a single team in the Eastern Conference below 500. Like that's insane.
That's because the loser point is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and the Bruins had played by far more games than every other team up until like a couple days ago. Like they were just playing night after night, so they banked a lot of points, banked a lot of wins. So I mean, again, I just think, especially if David Pastrnak's out for too long, like.
Do you know how long?
I didn't check. There was an update today that I did not check. I don't think they're going to rush him back. Hines is losing his mind. A lot of F-bombs from our boy Johnny H.
Faber looks high right now.
Faber's visor is like the back of his head. I love the visor.
He's going full on Getzlaf when mandated.
I'm just waiting for like eventually, like I think every game Faber's visor tilt goes a little bit higher, and at some point he is going to throw the glasses on.
No, he's gonna. You know how people wear their sunglasses on the back of their head?
Yeah.
That's gonna be the vibe. Funny though, I didn't know if Canadians recall this. In fact, most Americans don't recall this, but you know about the David Backes escapades going into the Olympics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Brandon Hagel is doing the same thing, more or less. Just running around and killing guys like Adam Fox.
Yeah, he's just decided to do that.
Just wants to
and that'll do it. That will do it. That's 4 shutouts now for Jesper Wallstedt. Does it in Edmonton. Absolute fucking poetry.
I got to go retweet the Jesper Wallstedt. Everyone thinks I'm a bust post. Hang on. Give me a second here.
fourth shutout in his last six starts. I think he may now. I don't know if there's many other teams in the whole league that have 4 shutouts. And Wallstedt has 4 this year, 4 in his last 6, 32 save shutout today against Edmonton. I mean, he's on just the heater of all heaters. The Great Wall of St. Paul. That's a great nickname, by the way. Big fan of that.
We asked him what he thinks about it, and he's just like, if the fans like it, cool. Basically, I fucking hate it, but I'm not going to tell the fans not to support me. So
yeah, I was gonna say he's never gonna like feel like, yeah, I think everyone should be calling me that all the time. You know, God, what I mean, it's unbelievable. Talk about like just the start of this year versus his entire season last year. It is incredible. That's just good
people
stuff.
just didn't believe. It's crazy.
Right. Thank God. Now that the game's over, I can actually pretend to focus.
Pretend. I don't know. Now I'm just excited about Edmonton getting shut up at Wallstedt. That's just so fun.
I was so nervous.
Like people are talking about like, oh my gosh, like people probably don't know this. It's like it's literally the first fucking thing we said on draft night. It's like, why the hell is Edmonton of all teams trading back and giving up on Jesper Wallstedt and then taking a player who, like, granted, we didn't know that he'd flail out like he has, but like it wasn't an inspired draft pick, was it? Like we were never like, oh, this could be good.
It was a 4th rounder, 3rd or 4th rounder. They drafted this. I forget who.
Borgo.
No, well, I mean that's where they ended up That's who they took in the 1st round, but like they moved back like 1-2 spots.
I think it was like 3 or 4 spots.
They also didn't they already trade Xavier Borgo? So not great.
Just crazy to think that he could be playing for Edmonton right now, and everything's different.
I didn't actually think this would ever come up, though. Like seriously, especially with just in this context, I didn't think it would actually come up. Like Jesper's first full NHL season. I didn't think it would be like that much of like a conversation. But again, I talked to this a couple weeks ago. It was like when Filipovich and Thomas Drance from Vancouver were talking about the Wild. The first thing Drance brought up, he's like, it is tough not to bring up the whole like they did not take Jesper Wallstedt in 2021 when you look at where Edmonton's at in general right now, and you just look at the start to Wallstedt's season. I was like, holy shit! I didn't think this would be like immediately top of mind. That was me being dumb though.
No, Cosgrove. I need Cosgrove to go post this on Twitter so I can retweet it because I don't want to steal his, intellectual property, but that works. So, okay, you're out on Boston. I assume we're on the same page then with realistically who else we're out on, right? There's the 2 wild cards.
Yeah.
And Islanders, it's more just like they're getting hurt. Their play hasn't looked all that inspired of late. I wouldn't be shocked if they still get in, but I'm not really sold like I was preseason.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, them and Pittsburgh, like I'm just so sad that Pittsburgh was so good out the gate when they shouldn't have been. And now they'll probably end up picking 8 or 9 like we all fucking love. God damn it. Bigger question is who gets in. And I'm going to go to Burrito Bill for, are the Red Wings for real this time? It feels like this has been the question for the last 6 years.
Yeah. I'm not so sure.
I'm sure that they're not.
Right. And especially again, just considering the fact, when you look at the Atlantic, Tampa Bay for sure, and I don't think that's really up for debate, to be honest with you. I think Ottawa's going to get in that top 3. And then you look at if Montreal can get a little bit healthy, if they can add some help for the guys that aren't going to be coming back anytime soon. The skill level is just undeniable. I'm even more confident just considering the fact that the gap between these teams isn't crazy. But like I'm more confident like Toronto getting in over Detroit. I mean,
same.
It's crazy now with Florida. It's just like
rank it.
Right.
No, I want you to rank the outside teams. Give me your top 3 currently.
I was gonna say I don't have the Thanksgiving standings up in front of me. I'm gonna have to go off.
All right, I will read them to you. And the numbers don't really matter because again, there's like 5 points separating these teams. In order though, it's Montreal Canadiens, Philadelphia Flyers, Detroit Red Wings, Columbus Blue Jackets, New York Rangers, Florida Panthers, Toronto Maple Leafs, Buffalo Sabres.
Oh boy.
I got 4 teams that I'm juggling between for the 3 spots.
I really want to just say Columbus. And I think I'm going to do it. I think they somehow end up getting in. Actually, God, it's so hard to Metro because I think Carolina, New Jersey, and Washington are just firmly in. Washington is hot now. They're 7-2-1 their last 10, but like it's a joke that they haven't won more games. Like their underlying numbers are legitimately comical as far as like their expected goal share. And if like Cale Makar wasn't doing what he's doing right now, like Chychrun would be like leading candidate for the Norris. Like he's having a fucking insane season for Washington right now.
Bands and make a dance.
So that makes it really difficult when you just like look at some of the Atlantic teams that are out right now for like, I really want to have Columbus get in.
Columbus is one of my 4.
I'm going to put them in somehow, some way.
So here's my take. I think Montreal is in. I think Columbus is in. And I think it's between Florida and Toronto for the 3rd one.
Yep.
I lean Florida, but I absolutely am not ruling Toronto out. But I think that Philly, Detroit, New York Rangers, and Buffalo Sabres, no.
Yeah. Philly is playing some inspiring hockey. And like also, you know what I needed to mention just bringing up Philly? How about Trevor Zegras? Point per game right now. He's been great. And the fact that they're currently in a wild card spot, despite the fact that like Matvei Michkov hasn't really like popped off at all before like the last couple games. Trevor Zegras coming into Philly and like just looking like a version of the Trevor Zegras that we saw flashes of like in those first couple years in Anaheim. But I'm very happy for Trevor Zegras in Philly doing his thing, point per game, looking great. Some of the passes he's pulling off are fucking insane. So that rocks. Of course, they also have Forster out 2 or 3 months. That sucks.
So the funny thing with Zegras, I'm embarrassed that I didn't come up with this myself. This is another one from Pierre Maguire, but it deserves a shout out and it deserves to be on everyone's radars. He is way more similar than I ever would have considered to another player that Rick Tocchet fixed. Not fixed, but enhanced. Talk about a stud college player, leaves college early, goes in, has some big blip years, but also like kind of a problem in the locker room at times, kind of hard to coach, all flash and skill, doesn't really want to do the little things, and then lands with Rick Tocchet and wins back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Your boy.
My hero, Philip Kessel.
Mm-hmm.
Zegras is having his resurgence. Why? Not change of scenery. Rick Tocchet. I love that take from Pierre.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny how like Tocchet clearly has an ability to get like a lot out of those kinds of players too, where it's just like I think Kessel's still a little bit different because I don't think he ever had seasons where it was just like he was
never bad. No,
right.
But it's the same from the personality and being able to like make it work.
Right.
Now, granted, Kessel, it was a little different too because it's like, oh, I'll just talk to him about poker, and he's like, "What's that talk?"
It's like, how'd you get Phil to buy in? I just didn't talk about hockey with him. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. What? All right, well, I guess we'll try that.
Yes.
But yeah. But it's just nice, again, just because of how good Zegras is and some of the plays that we saw him making those early days in Anaheim, and the last couple of years, it was just like that. Anyone that thought that fucking Cronin Zegras relationship had any chance of working out whatsoever.
I'm convinced that was designed to get him out. They're like, who's the coach we can bring in that will make him look like an absolute worthless sack of shit? Cronin, let's do it.
It was great.
It is hard to move a player like that who literally was a fan favorite, not just in Anaheim, but like league wide. Like how many 10-year-olds were obsessed with Trevor Zegras?
He got called into the fucking All-Star game in Vegas just to do the shootout, which is insane. He should have won, and they gave it to Pietrangelo, who missed. So, the minivan man.
I love, though, that's who it had to be, because it was a bullshit, they gave it to him because he's the hometown guy, whatever. But just the level to which you despise that man makes it so much funnier.
It was disgusting. I mean, Zegras pulled off the dodgeball blindfold, ridiculous goal, and fucking
that was nuts.
Pietrangelo just tried to juggle the puck, missed, didn't score. And then I think Zegras, I think the fucking Pietrangelo won $30,000 for winning the fucking shootout. It was insane.
Yeah, which player needs that? The one on an ELC or the guy who's literally made bank?
So, made on track to make $150 million fucking dollars. Already made 70. Signed another $80 million. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. All right, we should get back on topic so we can get into the
so pick your three. Who are the three?
Yeah, no, I'm going Canadiens, Blue Jackets. Man, do I go Florida?
I'm going Florida.
Yeah, it's tough.
But they're one injury away from being proper fucked. So.
Right. Which is great. I mean, Marchand's on track for a career year as far as goals go. It's insane what he's doing. You know what? I'll be that guy just so I can always be wrong, and this will be more painful. I'll go Toronto instead of Florida.
How can we make it about the Leafs?
How can we make it about the fucking Leafs?
All right, so that leaves the Western Conference then. So the three that are in for the Central as of Thanksgiving. What the heck? Page just refreshed on me out of nowhere. I don't know why. Well, I know that it was Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota. I am trying to recall what the heck happened here. Okay, there we go. We're back. Pacific, Anaheim Ducks, Vegas Golden Knights, Seattle Kraken, just like we all expected. And wild card, LA Kings and Utah Mammoth. So based on the exercise we just performed, one of these teams will fall out, and unfortunately, we're probably going to agree on which team it is.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle's out.
I'll be the contrarian then, because I do agree with you, but I also, it's really hard for me to believe in the LA Kings. It's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Central stays the same pretty much. Specifically, especially just watching Minnesota, how good they've been in November. Even
I'll decide after December whether I feel that way, but yes, for now, sure.
If they just pretend it's always November, if they just, I think that's how that works.
Remember the month of November.
And again, Winnipeg not having Hellebuck for extended period of time, that's a huge problem, obviously. And I just didn't love a lot of their additions in the offseason. As cool as the Jonathan Taves story was, whatever.
Let's get to the meat on the bone here, because we've already spent plenty of time on Edmonton. The top two teams that missed, Chicago Blackhawks and San Jose Sharks. Do you think either of these teams can realistically make the playoffs?
I think San Jose could, but I don't want. I mean, that's like above 0% chance. San Jose would be the team to be over like Chicago, but when you look at the fact that like Edmonton, even Winnipeg, I don't really know what to do with the Vancouver Canucks anymore. I think that ship might be sailed at this point.
Yeah.
No,
and I just that ship has a sail.
Yeah, no, we don't even know. It's a canoe. It's a canoe of a ship. But I do think like the Sharks could, in theory. I think they have a chance to.
I think the Blackhawks have just as good of a chance. And at the beginning of the year, I would have punched myself for saying that. But
Spencer Knight putting up Vezina numbers. The comeback.
Spencer Knight, dude.
Shout out Spencer Knight. Also amazing to see him come to Chicago this year and just light it up. Like he's also putting up numbers just like rivaling Swayman's numbers right now. In terms of both of them that are hot. Very good to see. Very happy for him. So if they're gonna make anything happen, if they were to like somehow end up making the playoffs, it would be largely riding the coattails of well, not riding the coattails, but heavily dependent on Spencer Knight. Plus Bedard's going nuts. Bertuzzi had very comically insane power play numbers, especially also in November, where he was just like, "I will be out here for the power play, and other than that, just forget I'm here." I'm going to do all my scoring on the power play. It's going to be great. That's what I'll do. But Lev Shunov has been a stud, which is cool. And then how about Sam Rinzel? Sam Rinzel's looked great this year.
Did you see what happened tonight?
Did not watch any other games.
So they're playing Vegas, and both teams scored in the first minute or two. And the internet is praising Oliver Moore for scoring on Kata Hat. Got his first NHL game, that scumbag.
Bye.
I mean, what a nice exonerated human.
Whatever. I can't even go there anymore. I just done with that one. So we said again, I think Central stays those three for me. I'm pretty confident.
See. The greatest development. I made it up in my brain, and it's real. The greatest possible scenario could play out in front of us. Just imagine the Chicago Blackhawks and San Jose Sharks are tied in the standings. Last game of the season. They play each other. Can you imagine that game? The playoff of the two up-and-comers to see who gets into the actual playoffs? I fucking need this so bad.
Yeah, no, we would like that.
That would be must-watch television. Yes. Oh, my God. Everyone circled on your calendar the 15th of April. It's a Wednesday night. Oh, my God, that would rock so hard. I might drive down Chicago for that one. That's so cool. I can't believe that actually happened. I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool if they played late in the season. Nope. The last game for Chicago. Now I got to confirm whether or not that's the last one for San Jose, but that rocks so hard. Oh, the Sharks have one more game after. The next night they play Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah.
That tarnishes it a little bit, but I'll still be fully there for it. Damn it. That's where it's great if Chicago wins, takes the lead, and then San Jose gets the redemption game. But, sorry, I had to derail that for a second because I'm so excited for that game. I hope that they're both relatively in the mix.
I think I pulled up the Thanksgiving standings just to remind myself. The Pacific, it was Anaheim, Vegas, Seattle, 1-3, and then the wild card was LA, Utah, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in the Pacific again, I think Anaheim, Vegas probably finished 1-2. I think I'm going to keep that. Seattle again for me, they fall out. They don't make the playoffs. I don't believe in the Kings.
I don't believe in them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
If you're telling me that Darcy Kemper is going to play this way the entire season, I'm calling you a liar.
I'm just watching Edmonton really the whole season, knowing that they don't really have an answer as far as like the goaltending goes, knowing that they're not really, they don't have any like big injuries, like, or who's injured on the back end actually right now for them? Wallman. I mean, like, is Jake Wallman like coming back? Is that going to like magically solve their defensive issues? No. I don't see that happening. What's the goaltending fix? I have absolutely no idea. So I just don't see this defense getting like drastically improved. And even like with those injuries up front, like I'm talking about Jack Roslovic, is he really going to be the huge difference? I don't know. The Kings just, I mean, they've had this structure. I mean, they have their questions in net. They always have, but they keep making it work. I have a weird feeling that they still end up finishing third. I'm going to, just because I need to, like, even though we started this like an hour ago saying there's no way that Edmonton like doesn't go on a heater at some point here, just for my own interests and what I want to see, I'm going to have the Kings finishing third. I'm going to have Utah finish in a wild card spot. I'm going to put San Jose in the other wild card. I'm going to do it because I want to see it. I fucking love Macklin Celebrini. By the way, Will Smith scored a fucking outrageous goal last night, went double toe drag. Sick. And
he has 2 toes?
Yeah. He's got a whole lot more than 2, pal. And he dragged all of them.
Is it better for the San Jose Sharks long term if they're in the mix but barely miss?
I was reading, sorry.
Is it better long term for the San Jose Sharks if they're in the mix all the way through but they barely miss versus making it?
I don't see.
Does making it change the way that Greer's going to manage the team?
I mean, like this year, but like when you look at like the picks that they've had, like you've got Celebrini now, you've got Smith now, Dickinson's in. You just drafted Misa. You just traded for Askarov. Like you and some of the other players that they've drafted.
Bettman, by the way, for not letting us have Schaefer Celebrini. How goddamn fun would that be?
I'd be throwing up.
I'm not even talking about it on the ice either. Like just the media circus.
Such a cool ass dude.
Insert him with Smith and Celebrini. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm just gonna do it. And again, like when you look at where San Jose is at right now, like the amount of high end picks they've got, that like almost all of the high picks that they've made are tracking to hit. Like, I mean, Celebrini is one of the best players in the league right now. Which
I think it's still too early to say on most of them.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just talking about like where they're at development now. Like they're doing it. Like a lot of their high picks are doing what you were hoping that they would do.
For sure.
There's been a couple exceptions, but like, I mean, you also again you have Macklin Celebrini, Sam Dickinson, Yaro Askarov.
I was just gonna say, is there a bigger kick in the dick than Nashville moving off of that guy? I
mean, Nashville, they're fucked. They're done. It's all gone to hell for them. Like they're so bad.
It's very
like they're so bad. I should have trusted my gut when they made all those big moves last year in the offseason. I was like, this feels like it's too much. Like it's too many changes, too many massive changes, and like these guys are all older. I don't know, but
I
had them finishing second last year. So.
No, see, I took the pessimist view and had them finishing third. I'm like, guys, let's pump the brakes. Third.
I was really down on them.
They were 7th.
And they're worse. They're significantly worse this year.
I'm going to say the fun pick would definitely be San Jose. I'm very worried that Chicago will be, but I will not pick that because I I hate them pretty much neck and neck with New York. So sorry, any Blackhawks listeners. We probably wouldn't get along. That's okay, though. I like Giordano's pizza. Sharks are the fun pick. I still think it's Edmonton.
Yeah.
There's no way. If San Jose gets in and Edmonton misses, wow.
And people forget that was the matchup last year, 2 years ago, that got what's his face fired.
Also,
again, the fact that the camera going to Woodcroft as he's walking off the ice, looking at his assistant coach after losing to San Jose, who was the worst team on the fucking planet, and just going, yeah, so we're done, right?
Like, it's also important to note, dude, like, I do not understand why they hired Stan Bowman as their GM.
Who knows?
He fell face first into a dynasty.
Yes,
Mismanaged the hell out of it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so all in all, though, like, I think what you said is obviously more realistic. I still have legit concerns about Edmonton that I'm just like, I just don't see a quick fix. And I need to make the fun pick. So I'm going with San Jose. So that's why. But it's going to be scary when McDavid goes 15 straight games of like averaging 4 points. That's going to be terrifying.
Yeah, it's not great.
He's gonna get Stuart Skinner like 5 assists this series. Like, bro, just stop the puck when they dump it in. Let me come pick it up. I'm going ISO mode.
Yeah. To wrap up NHL talk and tie a bow on the Minnesota Wild, they obviously win this game. One question though that has to be asked, and I'm actually kind of curious what your take is on this, Z. Actually, before I do that, the results so far of the poll, 15 votes. Should we call Ryan Hartman, David Hartman, Ryan Garvin, or I don't get it? 33% say David Hartman, 20% say Ryan Garvin, 47% I don't get it. So you were right. A lot of people don't get it.
And that I don't get it means like this is the most annoying poll I've ever seen.
Hey, less than half. Fair. You thought no one would get it, so I'll take it. The question comes from Mr. Blackjack, which I'm assuming just has to be a second account for Cosgrove. What does Wally need to win the Calder Trophy?
Well, I mean, just keeps going. Obviously, that would do it. If he finishes with 0 regulation losses and 15 shutouts, that might do it.
Can you win the Calder only playing half the games?
If you're a goaltender, like, and you're putting up NHL records, yeah, probably.
Half the games, though, that's okay?
I guess
that's my only, like, pushback on him. Because, like, I've got people texting me, my high school goalie texted me tonight and said, holy shit, give him the Rookie of the Year, give him the Vezina, give him the Hart, make him the president. Like, there's no chance he vies for the Vezina if he plays half the games. I don't care if he gets a shutout every single game. Like, that just won't happen. Will it? Like,
I mean,
you have to be your starter?
If he's putting up fucking ridiculous numbers, like game after game, yeah, he's got a chance. Like, look at the goaltending around the league right now, anyways. Like, it's. Pull up the goaltending.
I mean, Vasilevsky's kind of doing the thing.
He's doing the thing. That's it. Yeah, I mean, like, if Vasilevsky, if the Lightning finish first in the Atlantic / East, Vasilevsky wins like 35-40 games, has a 920 and like 8 shutouts. Yeah, like, obviously it's gonna do it. And I mean, we're talking about Jesper Wallstedt, who's started 8 games this year, 9 games this year. So I don't know.
I think
it's impossible to know. Was this number 10?
I think so. But so I guess the better question, it's got less to do with him. What's it going to take from the field? Hey, Kozrov confirms 10th. What's it going to take from the field for a goalie that's splitting starts to win the Calder? Because, like, coming in, the odds-on favorite wasn't Demidov minus money. And there were several other guys that like still warranted legitimate consideration. So if Demidov gets 65, 70 points, who are you taking, him or Wallstedt?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's another one too, where it's kind of like the like Jack Adams, where it's just like, hey, did your team make the playoffs? That they weren't expected, or like whatever.
But both these teams are expected.
I think Minnesota was mixed around the league. It was another thing. It was like, we don't really fucking know. They didn't make any massive signings in the offseason. They brought in like Tarasenko. And they're like, they talk about rookies. Also, the only rookie that was getting fucking like legit Calder buzz was Booyah.
Right. So I agree with you that if you went back to this summer, super mixed pot of what people thought about the Minnesota Wild. Now that we're into the season, everyone can convince themselves like, yeah, we knew the Wild would be in the mix. Like, they're that weird team where like everyone forgets what their summer opinion was because every year they do this and they end up being a playoff team, right? Whereas like there's other teams where it's like, you know how strongly or negatively you felt about a certain team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Wild, like especially in the Central in general, like we talk about it every year. There's one or two teams that were like, yep, set. There's one or two teams that were like, you suck. And then everyone in the middle, it's like, yeah, I could see it going any way. Like, there's no way that people had St. Louis being as bad as they've been.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I feel like Wild are in that group of four where it's like they could be first in the division. They could be last place, and no one's going to be like overly shocked league-wide.
Right.
By either result.
Right.
But I get your point, though. Like, if we went back and used Truth Serum and said, what did you say this summer? There's plenty of people that had the Wild outside of the playoffs. So, fair enough.
So, and just back to the Wallstedt for Calder type thing. Like, I mean, like, so last year, so right now we've got Wallstedt leading the league in, like, save percentage, goals against, and he's got 4 fucking shutouts already. Last year, like, Hellebuck had the most shutouts in the league with 8. And then Vasilevsky and Shesterkin both had 6. 2 guys had 5, Gus and Baum. And then after that, like, there was only a handful of guys that had 4. Like, he's already got 4 shutouts now. Like, I think it wouldn't even be crazy if he finished the year with, like, maybe 2 more shutouts. That's not insane. Like, that's totally normal. Like, it's hard to fucking, like, put up a shutout in this league. And also, if he keeps playing like this, obviously, right now, like it's working, rotating goaltenders. But if he keeps playing, I mean, he's not going to be doing this all year long. But if he puts up solid numbers, like he's going to end up getting more starts anyways. So like if he finishes the year with 8 shutouts, and he's got like a 920, and like right around a 2 goals against, that is very reasonable, especially in the Central, especially in the West. Like, it's going to be reasonable for him to play 35, 40, 45 games and get a whole lot of Calder love. But again, like Schaefer and Demidov right now, they're right there, obviously. But like what he's like, I think right now it's just like the fact that it's December. It's officially in Boston. It's December 3rd.
Does Schaefer's story and personality, like,
I don't think he doesn't need it. That's the thing. Like, he doesn't even, like, sure, it'll factor in, but the fact that the kid, like, again, is barely 18 years old, played like 25 fucking games last year, comes into the league, and immediately is one of the best defensive league. That's enough.
To be clear,
that's enough by itself.
I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm saying you layer that on top of what he's done. It's like, how do they not, like, he has the edge unless someone else blows him out of the water.
Right.
That's more my point. Because agreed, it's very funny to like go back on Pierre Maguire where like just like weird antics, like trying to like tell on himself. He's like, Jeff, I'll be honest here. I'll be truthful. I did not think Schaefer would be this good this quick this season. It's like, yeah, dude, no one fucking thought that. No one thought that. Like, what? Like, hand up.
Hand up. I did not think the kid that played a total of 50 games over the last 2 years that just turned 18 was going to step into a very mediocre New York Islander fucking team and immediately look like one of the best defensemen in the fucking league. No questions asked. Didn't see this one coming. I don't know why.
That's on me.
I'm one of the few that didn't see this coming.
That is exactly how I felt as I heard him say that. Like, God damn it, Pierre, shut up.
Bro, he could have been like
respectfully. Like, but I know what he's trying to do there. He's trying to like play it up like, you know, I didn't see it. Like, no one did. No one stop.
He could be putting up like similar offensive numbers, only playing like 13, 14 minutes a night and just like at least holding his head above water and not even looking like that would have even been impressive. Like if he's playing like 4, 5, 6 D level minutes and he has put up decent offensive numbers and was like, wasn't standing out a ton, but like made some plays. You saw flashes. That would have been impressive as is. Like we talked about this when he signed, and it was like right before the season started when like they were like, no, he's making the team out of camp. We're like, we'll see what it looks like 9 games in. Whoops! Like even if he looked like he could have stayed past 9 games, but they ended up sending him back down to the O to keep playing like and play 28 minutes a night, 30 minutes a night. That would have been totally not. That wouldn't have been insane because he's a fucking 18-year-old defenseman. Turned 18 a month before the season started. And played less than 30 games last year. Like it would have been totally reasonable for him to like, not be able to do this.
Like, what is this now? Like 5, 6 years running that we've covered the NHL draft together. Is it not reasonable to say that this was the one of 2 years in that span where you're like, this first overall pick is like, like you're kind of just taking who you have to take, and he's turned into a fucking stud. Like you can't tell me that you're like, this is the clear number 1. He is a stud. He is going to be like a perennial player. Like he had the potential, but to say that with like conviction and confidence, I feel like he's like 1 or 2 of the last guys out of the first overall picks in the last 6 years. Is he not? When it happened.
I think I was significantly more confident than Slavkovsky.
That's the one that I think is in that mix, right?
Right.
It should have been Logan Cooley. We all know it.
Obviously.
but like, that's the only one that you're more confident in, right? Like every other guy the past 6 years, you're probably saying that's a guy that I expect to be better than Matthew Schaefer. No.
Owen Power, maybe.
We didn't know that he would be incredible this year after the limited games he's played the last 2 years. Like hand up.
Very dumb of us. Very dumb of us to not know how good he was going to be immediately. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was realistic, I guess. Sure. More so, honestly, just the amount of time he missed. That was it. Because there was like his raw ability. It was never even a question, and how young he is.
But it's also different because he's a guy that emerged throughout the draft season, right? I think you had him like what? Right. 8 or 9 in your like way too early rankings.
Yeah. So he wasn't a guy that hit that year for like no doubt number 1.
He wasn't a generational like, hey, we're watching this guy for 3 years from now, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's like the craziest part of this. He rose so fast, played limited games, and now it's like, holy shit, is he literally number 3 behind Celebrini and Bedard?
Right.
Whereas before, I would have probably said he was 5 as far as the confidence meter for first overall picks. That's really all I'm trying to illustrate here is it's just like crazy that he's already made his stamp, and it's like, holy fuck, he's here. You know? All right. Where are we transitioning from here? Because I love how you're like, yeah, we'll keep this like an hour and a half, and we're at hour 16, and we've got like a couple segments to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think we may as well at least do some wild specific, like just wild stuff. I mean, the game is what it is. We kind of touched on it. Wallstedt's doing his thing. Jared Spurgeon, I mean, the fact that he's now 36, was it 2 years ago? He had like 2 surgeries at the end of his season.
Is he 36?
He's 36 now. What he's doing right now is legitimately absurd.
He's 36.
And he's just been outrageous.
36.
They just turned 36.
30. Okay.
And then there was.
Do you know where he's from?
Isn't he a Western Canada boy?
More specific.
Is he? He's Edmonton. He's from Edmonton. Yeah.
Fun.
Love that.
So yeah, Spurgeon, sick. Continue. Also holds really good players only meetings, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. But I mean, again, like we were talking, like the past 2 years, especially since the surgeries 2 years ago that ended his whole season, weren't confident he was going to be playing like more than 3/4 of the game since then. Because I mean, both of those surgeries was a hip and back surgery. I think he had, which is like, if you're getting that surgery at like 26 years old, like the rest of your rest of your career is like might be significantly hampered. The fact that he did that at like 33, 34, and I think he was fine last year, but this year, like after again, well, mostly or all entirely in November, he's just like, he looks like a completely different player. Obviously, completely healthy again, but like, it's the old Jared Spurgeon where it's like he makes so many defensive plays that like it's not the big hit. It's not like a diving stick check. It's just these little plays. And then like how good he is as an undersized defenseman, how good he is like in front of the net, just like with little stick lifts where, you know, pucks are going like center ice and just not getting like tipped towards the net. It's just like the amount of little plays he makes and how good he's been on the breakouts. Like he's just playing like that quintessential Jared Spurgeon hockey when like he had a shout at one point where he could have been labeled like one of those underrated defensemen in the league. Because that's when he was putting up like 45, 50 points for a few years there and playing elite defensive hockey. And it's just been great to watch him again since the Wild got hot in November here. Like he has just been unbelievable. And then, you know, just pairing that with the fact that like Middleton looked brutal at the start of the year, regardless of who he was playing with. But the two of them together have been incredible again. That's always like, thank God. But like Russo put up an article a couple days ago, how good fucking Eriksson Ek has been. And I think we've agreed on this. Like, if there's one player that goes down for an extended period of time, that like outside of like Kaprizov, and even then, like when he went down, they somehow barely held their head above water last year. If you lose Eriksson Ek for like 42 games or 41 games, like Kaprizov lost last year, you're done. Like he is fucking unbelievable. And it's
even bigger, I would say the worst player to lose in the postseason is undoubtedly Eriksson Ek.
Right. I want to pull up because Russo put up the article where it was just like other like during this hot streak. And again, like we talked about this before you came back when it was like they started getting hot at the beginning of November. I was like, yo, the last 2 weeks of November and the first week of December is a motherfucker of a schedule where they're playing like Vegas, Colorado, like every top team. And Russo put up an article just putting up like other top centers expected goals against the Wild when Eriksson Ek is on the ice versus when he's not on the ice. And the only player with above 50% expected goals was Nathan MacKinnon. And it was like 51.5%. And then when Eriksson Ek was off the ice and McKinnon was on the ice, it was like 68% expected goals for Nathan McKinnon. Like they went up against Celebrini, he had like a 3% expected goals. Like he is.
And of course, Celebrini still scores.
Literally doesn't sniff the ice. Like the San Jose Sharks don't sniff the ice in overtime. And then he just jumps over the boards after 3.5 minutes and touches the puck twice and scores. One of those. I just want to pull up the actual article though, because it was insane.
No, I saw the same metrics you did. I saw that in a post from him. I didn't read the full article yet.
Where the fuck is it? This is gonna drive me insane. I think it might be this one. Nope, not this one. Whatever. But it's also funny too thinking about like in the years past, somehow Joel Eriksson Ek, like for 2 or 3 years in a row, also ended up with the most power play goals on the Wild. Where it's like when he was putting up like 25 goals a year, or like I think it was like a 2 or 3 year span where he's put up 25, a bunch with a power play just from him being a douchebag in front of the net, and like just being the biggest prick to play against of all time, but like elite defensive forward that was also chipping in a ton of offense, especially on this team that's like historically been defense heavy. Thank God Kaprizov showed up and they started scoring, and Zuccarello he may play until he's 74. But Eriksson Ek doing it where he's just like shutting down every other team's fucking top center, also chipping in 20-25 goals, being a crucial part of that first power play unit. Like he is fucking unbelievable. And realistically, if we want to just keep this going, he's got a shout as one of the most underrated players in the league too. I actually think it might be Eriksson Ek over Boldy. Boldy's got the superstar potential that like maybe people don't appreciate enough. But like Eriksson Ek's, we also just think the evolution of his game since 2018, 2019. I'm thinking about that 2018 playoff series against the Jets, where like Eriksson Ek also all of a sudden just started like putting in a couple goals. Like, oh, he can score.
I think all it takes is him being a Final 3 nominee for the Selke for him to finally get like the true recognition he deserves. And it's just been tough because you've got so many guys who are name brand. Like, don't take this the wrong way, Z. Patrice Bergeron is a saint. He was going to be a top 3 nominee every year based on his reputation, right? And there are guys still like that to this day, like a Barkov, right? Which this year, hey, maybe the path clears. But Selke is such a reputational award compared to all of the other ones that it doesn't matter what other people do that season. Generally, you're going to see 1 or 2 of the same names every year. And that makes it a lot harder for a guy like Ek, especially because like he's not lacking in offense, but it's not like he's popping off the score sheet. It's harder for a guy like that to get in and get the recognition he deserves. Mm-hmm. Fair?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to fight you on the Bergeron thing.
I'm not saying,
but I get
he shouldn't have won the.
You're right. Yeah, no, but correct.
He could have. He could have had the most average season, and he's probably getting nominated.
Right. Yeah, I think there were like 2 or 3 years where it was like, all right, like I mean, he had another ridiculous season. But yeah, I think probably more so just like some of the snubs.
The only real argument we'll have on Bergeron is just him versus. Oh, it feels weird to say my boy when he plays for a team that I despised, but my boy, Pavel. And I think we could have that argument until we're both blue in the face, so we won't.
Probably, so we won't. I found the article, by the way.
Hit it.
Nathan McKinnon expected goals against Eriksson Ek 51.1%, sorry, versus others 65. Connor Bedard 14.8% versus others 58.5. Sidney Crosby 25.3% versus others 31.8. Aho 37.5 versus others 42. This one's comical. Jack Eichel expected goals against Eriksson Ek 36.2, against every other center 100%. Leo Carlson
100?
Wait, ready? Even better. Leo Carlson expected goals against Eriksson Ek 25.4% versus every other center on the Wild 100%.
I thought you were going to say like 105%.
Somehow, yeah. And then Celebrini 3.9% expected goals against Eriksson Ek, and then 57.4 against others. Like what he is doing against every other team's top center during this hot streak in November is legitimately comical. So I think at this point it's pretty hard to argue that like if there's one player that's going to go down for an extended period of time, like the one that's going to hurt the most, and you're going to have a whole it's going to be impossible to really replace is Joel Eriksson Ek.
Yeah, I forgot that's where this started, but yes, we've agreed on this for the past couple of seasons. So yes, agreed.
Well, it's just like when he's not popping off offensively this year, aka he's not on track to put up like 25 goals, 30 assists or whatever. Like, he's not on track for 50, 60 points. I say that not knowing how many points he has this year. But like again, just like what he is doing and watching every other team like try to get their top guys away from him anytime they can. It's just an exclamation point on that point. So
in 27 games played this season, he has 16 points, 4 goals, 12 assists, loosely pacing for like upper teens in goals and
like 50 points.
Probably just short. Yeah.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, give or take. The goals are lacking, but that's also he's kind of been the power play tip-in merchant.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's incredible.
Who else do you need to praise for the Wild before we transition to our other segments as we hit the hour and a half mark?
Yeah, no. Lastly, it just sucks that Yurov went down by the
It does.
I mean, he was looking.
It sounds pretty short term, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. It just sucks that he ends up going out as he is getting top 6 minutes, chipping in some offense, and again, continuing. I think at the start of the year, we were just I think a lot of people see some highlights from the KHL. You see the draft pedigree, obviously he falls down the rankings just given the fact that it's the Russia situation, and then playing in the KHL as a draft eligible. But the couple years after that, he starts looking like a premier offensive talent. Comes in this year, is going to be a center, is going to be a wing, playing in that bottom 6, but still making a lot of really just smart plays, looking like a very intelligent hockey player. But it's just the points aren't there. Then he obviously moves up, starts chipping in more, and then he goes down. So that sucks. But I before that injury, I thought he just continues to get better game after game.
You tell me. Maybe I'm off my rocker, but I feel like what we saw from him up until the injury is kind of what I expected to see from him next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's developed a lot quicker than I thought he would.
Yeah, I was especially when he starts in that bottom 6 and the preseason was just okay.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't really a clear path for him to be elevated in the lineup. We weren't sure if they were going to keep him at center or not. Especially when the faceoffs weren't great. So it's all of a sudden, yeah, he can't be a center anymore. And he lost a faceoff. But again, as his we talked about this at the beginning of the year though. Even when he was playing 8, 9, 10 minutes, maybe, you still saw a lot of plays. It's that's a kid that's playing pro hockey. You look at the positioning, so the plays makes it stick, but it's just obviously the points aren't there, so it's not going to stand out.
I expected to see flashes. I didn't expect to see the consistency.
Right. Yeah. And then that also raised the question with a guy like Liam Ogren, where it's I still hold the position that what do you want him to do on the 4th line and playing 4 minutes a night? I don't really know what why isn't he scoring a hat trick? Well, I don't know. He's not sniffing the power play. I don't know. What do you mean? He's starting 80% of his shifts in the D zone. I don't know what you want.
No, it's great. Next year, he's going to go on the Fellowship of the Rink podcast again, 2nd appearance, just like Wallstedt, and be yeah, I read the hate comments. Fuck you, bitches.
Actually, no, the first question is going to be, how do you feel about Bo Zuccarello and Johansson getting 4x4s, no move clauses in the offseason?
Oh, man. First off, Again,
Vladislav,
it's already been said, but hand up. I was not mad about the Johansson contract because how can you be mad about that contract, regardless of the player, especially with his like pedigree? My concern was with him pushing prospects down, and that may very well still be the case. Dude,
justifiably,
he's just fucking done it.
Coming into the game tonight. Anthony LaPanta deserves to go full Joe Thornton, stroking it. He deserves it. He's earned it. Kudos to you, Anthony LaPanta. I apologize for, well, not most things, but for the backlash on Johansson love. I was wrong. Does he have a shot at the Olympic roster? Maybe. Coming into the season, this game, it was the first time Johansson this year had gone back-to-back games, no goals or no points.
Hey, if you just went soft J,
I know I didn't mean to.
Does that mean his nickname is actually Yo-Yo?
Yo-Yo? I know a Yo-Yo. I know a dude named Yo-Yo, and that rules.
That's a pretty cool name. I'm going with that moving forward. We're still spelling it the same way, but he's Yo-Yo.
Yeah. Let's just keep confusing people.
Yes. But I think the Zuccarello piece is like, it's viable. Like, what do we do with Zuccarello? Because it's not just like his pedigree as a professional. It's not just what we've seen him be able to like comfortably do alongside Kaprizov. It's the fact that he's Kaprizov's best friend.
And hasn't slowed down at all.
Performance has not dipped. He's maybe slowed down a touch.
Literally.
Yeah, well,
speed-wise.
Yes,
he's never a burner.
Thank you for highlighting that I was talking about the speed when you said slow down.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've just never thought of him as a fast. I never thought he was a fast hockey player, though.
No, I know, but he.
Well, you want to know what's crazy?
He's so fun.
Hold on, I want to make sure I have this right.
Wait, I got it. Yeah, you figure that out. I've actually got something I got to look at because it's actually hilarious to me. But I'm gonna have to scroll back for a second because it was from AJ who does the podcast with Judd'z. Oh God, AJ, where is your comment on?
I got
your machine.
Let's say Zuccarello plays another year in Minnesota. At this point, who knows? 2. He played 9 seasons with the Rangers, 352 points. This is year 7 with Minnesota. He's got 345 points. Are people going to remember him as a member of the Wild versus the Rangers?
I think the real question is going to be, who's his better friend, Lundqvist or Kaprizov?
I think it might be real. We're going to need
I'm going to choose to remember him as a Dallas Star.
Yeah, the fucking 2 regular season games, 3 points, nasty.
Now, okay, so I found it. AJ Fredrickson, full credit, found on, I don't know if it's like Zuccarello's Wikipedia or whatever it is, but it was a screenshot he took. Matt Zuccarello, and then in parentheticals, a bunch of nicknames. Oh, trust me, Cole, we know about the Lizard King. We know about the Lizard King. Trust me, we are at the forefront of Lizard King. This one is so much better. Zuki, the Lizard King, the Hobbit, the Norwegian Hobbit Wizard. The Norwegian Hobbit Wizard.
It feels like almost like insulting.
Until you add wizard at the end.
I'm like, is that a slur?
Wizard makes it all positive. Before that, it's a slur. The Norwegian Hobbit Wizard? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Like, But this might be something that I just, to piss off Rangers fans, I might throw this out there. Because again, like in New York, his top seasons, he had 61 points in 2016, 59 in 17 and 14. And then in Minnesota, he hit 79 in 2022, 67 in 2023, 63 in 2024. Like, in 54 last year, in 69 games. Like, I mean, are people going to remember him more so as a member of the Wild? When he joined, he signed that deal at
people fucking hated it.
32 years old.
People hated that contract. And I
mean, understandably.
My line that Isha literally uttered to me for a good like 2.5 year stretch, this might have been like right as you were joining the show is when it kind of tapered off, was love the player, hate the contract.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have always loved Matt Zuccarello. I've always been thrilled that he's been on the team. The contract made little sense to me at the time, mostly because he was coming off of that injury. It's like, what are you basing this on at this age? Broken arm?
Yeah, because I think he played like 48 games the year before.
So like that was my whole issue. It's like, hey,
like got healthy.
I love that he's here. Do what you need to get him here, especially if you know he's healthy. But like at that point, did we know he was healthy? Did we know what his game was going to look like in his 30s after that injury? I was very concerned, and God bless him. And here we go, Cosgrove. Thank you, Fenton, for that and the other trade that I loved when it happened and everyone shit on.
Yeah, you went nuts, yeah.
The Oliver Granlund straight up, suck it. Everybody suck it.
That was robbery.
Suck it. I celebrated it. Everyone's like, you should have gotten more. This isn't a fair trade. No. Highway robbery. Suck it.
Yeah.
But anything else Minnesota Wild before we go to prospects, college, mammoth that we are going to rip through as fast as humanly possible without being disrespectful?
I was going to say, may as well. We can basically go to college hockey / the Minnesota Denver game, but
preach, Cole, preach.
Minnesota Wild related.
I'm a big Willie fan.
No, that's good. We can go. We can move on.
So we're gonna pivot. Wow, what a game! I did not expect a 6-5 overtime win.
Mm-hmm.
When it was all said and done. So many aspects of this game confuse me. It's great though that I decided to peacock when they score like immediately. Tate Pritchard scores within the first 2 minutes of the game. And I'm like, weird. The team that got literally 0 votes on the USCHO poll against number 4 is up 2 minutes into the game. Weird. And then Denver proceeded to absolutely shit pump the Gophers for the whole first period. It's basically how that went. Correct. God they came out of that limitedly scathed.
So just to paint the picture for people, this is Minnesota playing Denver in Denver, or at Denver in Denver, however you want to say it. 6-5 OT win for Minnesota.
Minnesota cannot lose to Colorado-based teams. It's a fact.
The game started, obviously. Minnesota scores just under 2 minutes in. Tate Pritchard from Javon Moore, who we'll talk about in a second, and Cal Thomas. And then Denver decided, hey, go fuck yourself. I think at one point shots were 28-8.
Oh, no, I think it was worse than that.
I think they hit 30 before Minnesota hit 10. At one point, somehow still, Minnesota was up 3-1 after 2 periods. Denver scored relatively early in the third period, and then Minnesota answered again. And then realistically, it was chaos. But
I was proud of this one, though, because of how unbalanced the shot total was. when Brody Lamb scored his goal to go up 2-1, shots were 30-8.
There it is. There was 38. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
And that was the 9th shot that he scored on. But I occasionally will do my fastest 2 minutes bit from Pardon My Take.
Mm-hmm.
And I did Brody Lamb of God sees shots 21-1. He's liking the odds. And that was a Lamb of God lyric is like, odds are 21-1. I'm liking the odds. So I just shifted 30-8 to 21-1. I don't know. I was pleased with myself for that one.
I like that. Yeah, well, like you said, even at the end of the game, despite Minnesota winning again 6-5 in overtime, shots ended up being 52 for Denver, 25 for Minnesota.
Which, like that, I was pretty pleased with that. When it's all said and done.
It was just an incredible hockey game, and the goals that Minnesota scored, there are a couple of just absolute highlight reel goals. I mean, Brody Zemer's assist where he's like off balance between the legs, backhand assists on a dime. Beckett Hendrickson to Jimmy Clark was just like, for me, poetry, Brewer prospect to Wild prospect. And then the fact that like Denver ties it up less than 30 seconds left in that third period, it's like, uh-oh. Okay, well, this will be
hang on. Let's pause on that because I kind of joked about it coming in, like how all of the offense is coming from the blue line. It is a fascinating thing to watch all of the offense come from the blue line. Holy that Eric Polkamp goal.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I peed a little bit.
It's peed.
Like their blue line is driving all of the offense, and I have not seen something like this in college hockey in quite some time. And it's just, again, further proof that David Carl is the man. But I don't think anyone needed proof of that. I was just baffled at how some of the goals were coming. Not that Denver was like Denver clearly was dominating at least half of that game. It's just the way the goals were developing was very different. Not what I expect in college hockey. Like I expect one of the goals to come that way. I don't expect all of them to come that way.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty gnarly.
And like some of the goals that Minnesota scored too, just like so against the run of play. But it's just another thing where it's just like a couple of those, it was just capitalizing and making little plays, like leading up the ice or just turning pucks over. It was just like, again, Minnesota is they still have so many fucking good hockey players on that team. And I'm pretty sure I checked yesterday or on Monday again, still didn't get a single vote. I don't know.
I do think that if they win in regulation, it's maybe different.
Sure, but still.
But yeah, it's wild to me. Like
coming off the Penn State weekend as well.
It doesn't matter. It's just funny. Like some of the teams that are getting a couple of votes, it's like, how is that team getting votes and the Gophers aren't? What?
Right. Yeah.
But NPI will reign supreme. And of course, right as everyone learns pairwise, kind of, they're like, yeah, let's do something different that still makes no sense.
And I told you on the phone earlier, I'm still calling it pair. I don't care. I can't not say pairwise.
Sorry, we're still calling it the X too. So
yeah, I will never. I don't even remember what it's. I don't even know what the fuck.
The guy that's been to the rink a total of 3 times, standing firm on the X.
Yeah, this is very important to me.
That is right. Yeah, 3 times. You've been to 1 Wild game and 2 Frozen 4 matches.
Yep. But I've been around it. I've watched a lot of games in there.
I felt things.
Yeah. But God, dude, that game was fucking incredible. And I think at this point, Hoppy needs to pick one player to call out on Minnesota every week. Not even call out. It wasn't. I say call out. It wasn't really a call out though.
It's too obvious for this one. Wait, call out in like shout out or call out?
Like before, I was expecting to see more from Javon Moore.
Right. Oh, right. You're saying I need to reverse jinx someone for the next series. Yeah. Because holy shit, funny. That was quite the goal. Yeah. Where the fuck has that been all season, Javon Moore? Can we see some more of that, please? That would be delightful. Thank you so much.
OT winner for Javon Moore, literally less than a week after Hoppy was like, hey, like a lot of what I've seen, was expecting a little bit more, so I'd like to see a little bit more. And he goes, okay, hold my beer.
Here comes some more.
Also, I think
more. Here, have some more.
I think he also potted assists as well. I think he had 1-on-1.
I mean, you mentioned the Moore assist earlier, so yeah.
Yep, I sure did. That was the first goal.
So if I'm calling someone out, because this is weird, because like I can't call out Brody Zemer because that assist was the highlight of the game for me. Oh my God, I definitely peed for that one. LJ Mooney was the beneficiary of it and scored. Can't call him out. Plus, I just love him, so no. If I'm going to call someone out, I mean, it's too easy. It feels like low-hanging fruit, but we'll do it because I've seen flashes this year. I've seen moments, but I need to see way fucking more from, do you know who I'm going to say? I want to see if you can guess it. Forward.
Fuck.
You're allowed to pass, but
I want to throw something out there.
To me, it feels obvious, but that's also because I'm closer to it than you are. So,
I feel like we've actually talked about this before.
Hint. And this is not the player, but my hint is Beckett Hendrickson.
I'll pass. I was gonna ask if it was someone named Luke or John, but that wasn't really.
Well, Luke is a defenseman, and John.
Before you said forward,
I have no qualms with John.
Yeah,
I want him playing on the penalty kill. Cole asks if you're coming to World Juniors, Z. It's hard no.
Would love to.
Cole, if you're going out to some of the games, let me know. I don't know which ones I'll be at yet, but I plan to be at some, so hit me up. But no, the answer is Eric Paulson.
I was going to say, oh, mother.
You took way too fucking long. Because they played together, yeah.
Yeah.
They not played together. They torched together in the USHL. But
eviscerated the USHL.
No, he's had good moments, but like I need to see more from that guy in his sophomore year. Like there's so much potential there, but he has disappeared for big spans. So my call out is Eric Paulson. I need to see 3 points minimum from you this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, 18 points in 30 games last year. He's got 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points through 17 this year. Dipped a bit in terms of just like raw shot attempts. I'm pulling up Instat as we speak. Shot attempts are down quite a bit. But yeah, no, I was gonna, just because it felt like low hanging, but that's the middle stats don't make sense. My first thought was fucking Paul. I should have stuck.
Luke's been awesome. I will say nothing bad about him.
Yeah.
To be honest, John, I think John has done everything he should, and I think he deserves more ice time.
Right.
I'm not saying elevate him to the second or first line, but I think that kid has warranted more ice time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't even know why.
Also, when you're in there with them for the post-game press availability, John Middlestat looks like he could beat the wheels off me.
Yeah.
And I don't say that about many of the college kids because, don't get me wrong, I'm not fighting any of these kids.
Because I could kick way better shit
to me. But I also am not a small person. I am not afraid of many people. I do feel like John Middlestat, if I were to anger him, could probably hurt me.
He's just like, sit down. Okay.
But yes, that's the call out that I'm going to make. And I do feel like we need to talk about, before any other college hockey that you may want to talk about, World Juniors.
LJ.
The prelim roster is out there. It includes 3 Gophers. Well, 2 Gophers and a future Gopher. We got Brody Zemer, who's all but a shoe-in for the first line. LJ Mooney, who, again, I might break things if he's not there, but that's neither here nor there. You know what? No, it's going to go straight up Canada Olympics, where dipshit, Yzerplan idiot, leaves Martin St. Louis, a top 5 scorer in the league at the time, his captain, off of Team Canada. And then an injury to Stamkos brings St. Louis in, and they win gold. Same thing's going to happen. LJ Mooney's going to be left off. Someone's going to get hurt. He comes in, and they upset the world for a 3rd straight gold medal. Third player, not a current Gopher, future Gopher. Is it Kwasnicka? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Kwasnicka?
Sure.
I have not seen any of his play this year. Have you seen anything he's done, and do you have opinions on his inclusion or whether he could make the team?
I've watched limited Penticton.
You just sounded that was very much like Mr. Unlimited. Like the way you said it was spot on. Continue.
I mean, what is his production looking like this year? I mean, he's having a night for Penticton's a weird team, obviously, recently thrown into the dub. That he's coming from the USHL, where he put up like decent numbers last year. I think 7th round pick for the Islanders, top of my head, but
6th or 7th, yeah.
But I mean, just another guy that plays with an insane amount of pace, legit skill, good passer. I think he's at 30. I think he's just over point per game right now in the dub. Pretty good manipulation. I mean, it'll be one to watch to see if like he makes that final roster. Maybe
7th round to the Islanders. You were right.
Nailed it. Maybe, who knows? Maybe the Motzko connection gets him just over the line. But we just look at the player profile in general as like a fringe guy to make the team. Like, I mean, he's another like super high speed, high pace, like quick twitch hands, tons of skill, works, give and goes. Like maybe that's a guy to like bring in for the preliminary squad, doesn't end up making it. Like I think LJ Mooney has a significantly better chance to make it over like a Kwasnicka, however you want to say it. But I mean, offensive dual threat, he can shoot, really good passer. Again, plays a ton of pace, but like maybe not that like separating factor, not someone that like you throw on that like their 4th line or whatever. So when you like look at like building up the roster, like what his skill set is, maybe the guys that are going to be at the top of your lineup, just like you don't really need more of that in general. But cool to see him make that preliminary roster though. He is a fun player. Like he's just like in terms of just the profile. That when he's at his best, he's got a fun mixtape. Like some of the little plays he makes just up the ice in transition. It's entertaining. So, but it was cool to see him at least on the preliminary roster. It's impressive. I don't know how expected that was.
And we did the call out. I got to do the shout out. I'm still continuing every week to be impressed by Mason Moe, who, to be honest,
that's why I went to prep too.
Well, at the World Junior Summer Showcase, like, didn't impress me. Like, I was like, oh yeah, he's just here. Like, Mazzio's throwing him a bone. Why not? He has been very good this year. Every week I continue to be impressed by what he's done as a freshman.
Yes. Yeah, he fucking rules.
Yeah.
But a couple other things at least worth mentioning on this the preliminary roster here. it still blows my mind. It's sickening. It doesn't make any fucking sense that Dakota Milan did not get drafted this year. Was legitimately playing 18 minutes a night as a draft eligible at Michigan last year. Obviously, he's on this roster now. But, like, 6'1", 190, really sound two-way play. Really good fucking hockey player. Should have fucking got drafted. Didn't. It blows my mind that he didn't. Chase Reed is on this, and he's making this fucking team. I don't know if you had a chance to look at Elite Prospects just put out their top 50, their most recent one. They have him over Veerhoff right now. What he's doing with the Sioux Great, like it is insane. It's challenging. Like they have 5 guys that they're profiling for like potentially challenge first overall. Chase Reed they have ranked 3rd, and he's in that first overall discussion. Veerhoff is like there's that high end elite potential that's just like very chaotic. This is just like the way that they described it. Which literally the second that article came out and then I listened to their breakdown because they put out on YouTube like their meeting, which is very entertaining. If you want to go check that out, it's very cool every time. But like with Chase Reed, it's just such a fucking controlled, translatable game. And like the offense this year is terrifying. Like he had a game a couple weeks ago. One of the few full fucking Sioux Greyhound games that I've watched this year. He literally was just like he went takeover. I think he put up like 4 points that night. I forget who they were. Niagara, maybe? I can't remember. But he's making this fucking team. Like he's insane. It immediately made me mad that like it was like 2 days after we did our episode with there was like, well, I guess that was last week that we did the top 16. But that I had him, I think I had 8 or 9, 10. I had 9, but either way, it literally made me stop working and go immediately to Instat, and I ended up watching like an hour and a half of all of his shifts. I was like, fuck. Like, god damn it. This is what I get for not watching this Sioux enough this year. But he's making this fucking team. He's fucking insane. Another Michigan State fucking commit, by the way, if he ever goes and plays college hockey.
God damn.
And then speaking of Michigan State, I have a very funny feeling that Riker Lee is going to go absolute sicko mode because what he is doing at Michigan State right now is so goddamn funny. He's being a huge dick to every other team that they play. He's pulling off these like through the leg backhand toe drags. He's dribbling the puck to himself. He's doing like spinoramas. Like every single time he touches the puck, whoever comes to challenge him, he's putting them on a poster. And it's like, and it's working. Like I don't think a single fucking defender has actually like managed to like take the puck off of him. But some of the shit that he's trying, like I went back and watched the full game, like both games, Michigan State versus Colgate. Riker Lee's like laughing the whole game. And he is just absolutely fucking eviscerating everybody that comes to challenge him. And again, like a couple weeks ago, they played Penn State. And he started dribbling the puck through people's legs. I was like, oh my God. Dude, he's insane. Like, the skill on this kid is out fucking rageous. And now he's shooting again. And, like, he's got a fucking missile of a wrist shot. And he, like, the manipulation of the shooting angle. He is so goddamn fun. And, like, if you could watch Michigan State, it's unbelievable the fact that like he plays like an Adam Nightingale system where it's like very structured. He goes, I'll play within that structure, but just give me that fucking pill. Fucking give me the puck and get the fuck out of my way. It's like I'm taking over.
Well, speaking of Michigan State, this preppy high school kid at some small school in Minnesota who just won the state football championship decides to go on Spittin' Chicklets and put the Gophers on fucking blast.
That was brutal.
We'll just say that it's not 100% true. So that's not important. But the bigger thing is I love how everyone just assumes that he's been like this surefire stud this whole way, when the reality is like, dude is a late bloomer.
Mhm.
Like when the recruiting is typically happening, especially for the Gophers, like they recruited Danila pretty heavily historically. Let's be clear here. They didn't just like ignore this guy and say, oh no, like he wasn't there yet. Add on to the fact of being a late bloomer that you don't know if he's going to play football or hockey.
NHL teams didn't know until like the combine.
Right. Like NHL teams are afraid to draft this kid for the same reason. People that are losing their minds about the Gophers not recruiting him when they basically have locked in and solidified the entire Cullen clan. You can all shut the hell up. You are wrong. Shut up. You're dumb. I do not care what you have to say. Just because Mike Grinnell wants to make a big deal out of this doesn't mean that it actually matters.
Actually, it means that you don't take it serious.
That guy is the worst.
He doesn't know how to say half their names.
Did I tell you there was one video, and I don't usually like to talk direct shit unless it's about LaPanta loving Johansson, which I'm clearly wrong about. So that's very funny. Yo-yo. He posts a fucking video on TikTok talking about how good Keaton Verhoff is. And literally the entire video was just them saying he's so good. They gave zero context in a 1.5-minute TikTok video on why he's good. It's just like, oh my God, this kid is so good. Oh my God, he came into college. He's so good. Oh, he's big and he's good. Oh, he's going to go top 3 in the draft. He's so good. Like, bitches, tell me one thing about him. Have you watched him play one goddamn game ever? Or do you just like see one post that someone else made about him and be like, yeah, we're going to talk about Keaton Verhoff. Like, it blew my mind that it was next level dumb.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I just like, I don't know. See, like, right? Like Keaton Verhoff, he's good. He's just good. He's going to be so good. He's going to get drafted high. He's going to be so good. Look at how good he is for North Dakota. Dude, he's so good.
Have you heard of him?
Only because Grinnell told me.
Player. He's a player. He's a player.
Oh, God.
He's a player, though. He can play.
So far off track. I will pivot back to you real quick then. If you have any thoughts or want to talk about either of your precious and actually, no, we're not going to go that route. I want you to talk about, while I go and pee real quick, what you saw from our beloved Rieger Lorenz.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. I think this game, when they put out the lines, I think he started like 4th line, left wing, right wing. I can't remember. But like more of the same from Rieger Lorenz. Like I think I want to pull up. There's this guy on Twitter. Was it Ryan Sykes maybe? Who puts out? He does like hockey analytics for college hockey, and he is Ryan Sykes at RMS_hockey. Strongly encourage you to go follow him. He writes for Puck Preps, and then he writes for the USHL.com, but he puts out analytics much like JFresh does for the NHL, except he does it for college hockey, and he's all over it. He's a great follow, so I strongly encourage everyone to go follow him. I want to pull up. He put out the game scores for that game, Denver and Minnesota. I want to pull it up. There it is. Let's see. Yeah, Lorenz pretty much doing exactly what he's been doing all year. Like, pretty much every time he jumps over the boards, it's like he's making positive plays. Not all of them stand out. I think a lot of the times he is used pretty heavily defensively, but like also I think he's got points in like 6 of his last 7 games. He's chipping in. He's on like that second power play unit. He's killing penalties. Games that are late and close, he's one of the first guys that Carl throws over the boards. Just a lot of the same. Like, I don't know if it's a case where it's like I'm looking for him every time Denver plays, that I notice him just making these little plays. Like sometimes that's just how that goes. Whenever I'm watching a Denver game, I'm specifically looking for Riegel Lorenz, see what he's up to. But he is just, again, like he does have that offense, and like he got credited for an assist on one of Denver's goals. I think it was like the third goal, maybe. But it's him battling in the middle of the ice and creating a turnover and like knocking a puck loose. I don't remember if it was Buckberger, one of his 2 goals, which, by the way, one of the best names ever in college hockey, Boston Buckberger. I mean, it's incredible. The fact that like the Buckbergers were like, what are we gonna name this good? Yeah, Boston. Yup, done. Nailed it. But I think it might not have been him. I can't remember which goal it was. Maybe been him or Polkamp's goal. One of Polkamp's goals. But the Rens got credited for an assist, just again, like battling middle ice and creating a turnover. So I'm glad now that this year Lorenz, like the points are showing up, because like last year obviously it didn't, after the year that they won in the Natty, where he was like pretty much at a point per game. But he just makes so many little plays. He creates turnovers again. Like he probably gets used more defensively than he does offensively at this point. And like we know that he's got an absolute cannon of a shot. He's got a ton of skill. Some of the short-handed goals that he's scored in his college hockey career are fucking unbelievable. So like I think he's just developed into this like very well-rounded hockey player that like I think we talked about this either a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but like at one point when I watched him play, and this was me watching like the BCHL, which like you don't really know what you're getting, but like he's putting up like 150 fucking points, scoring from everywhere. And it's like he's either going to be a top 6 guy or he's not going to make it to the NHL. I just think he has such a well-rounded game, like middle to bottom 6. He's going to kill penalties for you. He's got a ton of skill and he can score. Like he can chip in offense. He's big and he's clearly gotten a whole lot stronger too. Just like watch some of the battles he wins along the boards too. Like, yeah. And this is another guy, like historically, he can play center as well. Like he's just such a well-rounded player, and I think he has that like untapped offensive upside too. Just given the fact that like in his situation in Denver, like they have the luxury to like put him on the PK and like starting. I would love to get his. I want to know where he starts his shifts. Like Natural Stat Trick has like how many of your shifts start in the defensive zone versus offensive zone and everything like that. I would, while you went to go take a piss, I was saying everyone should go follow Ryan Sykes at RMS_hockey. He does college hockey analytics, writes for the USHL, writes for Puck Preps. But he does like the JFresh type graphics, but for college hockey. Strongly, like he's a great follow. But he put out all the game scores for Minnesota versus Denver. Top 5 players in that game, Denver, and then it was Begley, and then 3 more DU players, and then Javon Moore, 3 more DU players, then Hendrickson, Clark, Gruba, Pritchard, Lamb. It was just like the fucking like 11 of the top 12 players in the game as far as like the game scores go for analytics were fucking from Denver, but still
that makes sense.
Making little plays.
But my question,
I just love Riegel Lorenz. I don't really know what the path is in Minnesota for him.
Sure.
But like at the same time, I could see him playing on a line with Charlie Stramel.
I was gonna say, so as we look at him and the man on the other side of the ice in that game, right? Our boy Jimmy Clark. Still too early to say, obviously, but just based on profile, size, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Riegel Lorenz has the better shot to like have some level of sustained NHL play. I weirdly feel like Jimmy Clark is the safer bet to have a long AHL career than Riegel Lorenz if Riegel Lorenz doesn't cut it in the NHL. Is that fair?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's crazy. Like, again, like, you look at Jimmy Clark, and it's just, like, undersized,
not the same player at all,
super,
but I get
super smart.
I get the Kyle Rao vibes, though, as far as just, like, not the same skill or pedigree or anything, but just, like, I can see him being, like, an AHL lifer that if he gets the right chance, hits, maybe he gets a stint as an NHL guy, but I could see him carving out a long AHL career.
Yeah, like even then too, like I look at like Jimmy Clark's skill set versus like, I mean, a guy that's here right now, Tyler Pitlick. I'd take Clark. Like as far as the skill goes, the playmaking ability, like he plays center.
Not taking penalties.
He's not decapitate someone. By the way, I love that he probably knew he's gonna get sent back down the days. Like, let me just fucking decapitate someone real quick against Carolina. But like it's just like I don't know. Sometimes players like who have the brain of a Jimmy Clark like just end up making it work. Like I think he could make it stick. But I just think he's such a fucking good hockey player. Like the passing ability, how fast he thinks the game, like some of the little plays he makes too. Like I think Clark's had a few assists this year where he's just like undersized guy going on the forecheck, not like laying someone, not like putting someone through the glass, but like the ability to go up against like these bigger defensemen in college hockey and just like establish body position with the hips and then like knock the puck loose and then throwing the puck out front. Like, and then he's always in the right position too, where like he finds himself in these prime goal scoring opportunities as well. Like Jimmy Clark, I think he's just going to make it work. I just don't know. But I feel like I just have that nagging suspicion about him, just like as far as the way that he thinks the game. Little things. I think Riga Lorenz just has like the well-rounded game that I think he can play in the NHL, like not far from now, maybe. And again, given the
not far
the
from now
size,
being like 3 years.
Yeah, probably.
I don't see it sooner than that unless it's like.
Well, it's like it's also like you look at the two of them; they probably don't have that like top six. Like you're not like banking on either one of those guys to be a top six guy. And when you look at like if you put Riga Lorenz in your bottom six, he's going to be a guy that you're throwing the PK. He's going to be.
Did you see him rip top shelf right in front of you at the X?
Someone did. 2 people here did. And it was electric.
It fucking rocked.
I was just like,
is it hot in here?
I told you guys, he's nasty. Yeah, I just think that the fact that both of them projected like in the NHL, if they both make it, become NHL players, they both projected like probably bottom 6 guys. Lorenz still has that upside too, where you could like be up and you can put him up and down your lineup. But just given the fact that he's got like that 2-way pedigree, and again, like Denver's just so good at developing these guys too. Like I think like Denver ended up being. I was worried about Lorenz that first year just because it was like he's going right from the BCHL or was it the AJ?
Yeah,
it was the AJ. I always say I don't even know why I do that, but it was the AJ, and it's just
because
like
it's assumed if you go from Canada to college, it's BC.
No, it's assumed if it's not the WHL, OHL, or Q. It's like, BCHL. Oh, yeah, the AJ is there too as well. Fuck, my bad.
Right, but until inclusion from junior, like right. The path to college hockey was BCHL.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. The fact that he went right from there to Denver, who was like vying for a national champion, like it was like, I don't know how this is going to go. And that first year went about how I was expecting / worried it would. But like watching the growth again, looks like a completely different hockey player. So all that to say, like, just really, really positive development and progression. Again, the fact that like I didn't even know it was happening, but especially in that sophomore year, like the Wild were calling like their player development team where they were calling him every week. Just to check in, go over his shifts, talk about what was going on. Like that's how invested they are in the kid. So, but again, when you were walking around, I was like, he was doing a lot of the same shit. Like he was just like, he's making a ton of little plays. They could throw him over the boards in any situation. And he is generally speaking, like it's overtly positive whenever he's on the ice.
That's the thing. He was for me, he was always involved, never standing out.
Right. Right. And that's what I said too. When you were, I was like, it might be just the fact that whenever I'm watching Denver, I'm specifically looking for him and like watching his shifts. So it's going to stand out to me.
Yeah.
But like, if you're just watching the game, it's just like, oh, that was a good play. That was a good play. But like, you're not really like, who was that? He's not making those highlight reel plays. Like every once in a while, Jimmy Clark will pull that off. You're like, holy shit. Some of the assists in just the past 2 years, Jimmy Clark's made some ridiculous plays, so some of the shit he does just like stands out. Yeah. All in all, more positives from our boy Rieger. And Cole asks, Z, on average, how much hockey are you watching a week? I'm back in my sicko phase right now. If I'm not working, and sometimes actually quite often while I'm working, I've got about 3 games on. I'm just like going back and forth. Like Finnish and Swedish hockey. I started dipping into the Champions League this year. Again, it is distracting. I sent the email to one of our patients, and I accidentally put a player's first name. I was like, "Hey, Jesper." I was like, "Oh no."
Dude, random shit. I just got like a notification that popped up on my computer saying, "Hey, someone's trying to access your Apple account from Chicago. Allow or deny?" I'm like, "Fucking deny?" Like, what? And then I get a text from my wife immediately saying, "Hey, that's me." I'm like, "Why the fuck does it say you're in Chicago?" She's like, "I don't know. My phone says I'm in Texas right now." I'm like, "Oh, what?"
That's different. That's also not Chicago.
What? So now I'm just all upside down and I don't know what's happening. But do we have any other Minnesota Wild prospects that are topical that we feel like we need to spend some time on here before we wrap this show? Besides how sick it's going to be to see Michigan versus Michigan State this weekend.
Yeah, and actually moderately related. Obviously, Michigan played Harvard at Harvard this past weekend. Put the beat down on them in game 1. Game 2, phenomenal fucking hockey game. OT, I think it was 6-5 or 5-4. But Michigan at one point, I think they were up 3-1. And then Ryan Healy sniped to tie it up late on the power play and just sallied right in front of the fucking Michigan penalty box as the kid was exiting. And it was electric. Also, the barn was full and it was fucking rocking. But it was just very funny that also he was insane. I think he finished with 3 points that game. He was nasty. But when he's buzzing and he's producing, like last year he had a down year for what we expect from his like production overall. But he's back this year. He's like right around a point per game. But like the fact that he sniped and then just sallied by the fucking penalty box as the kid was exiting and then stared him down. I was like, I hope they win this fucking game now, but they lost it overtime. Michael Hageman's sicko.
Speaking of that, that's like hauntingly similar to what Gopher recruit Maceo Phillips is getting carved for right now.
That was the worst tweet of all time.
I was astonished by the hate for that.
It was awesome. Also, like he just happened to be jumping up in the air while like around where the person was filming. If you also in the background, the bench is going berserk.
But so why do you care? I don't care if he saw the camera and went straight for it. Why do you care?
I have thoughts. But just for all 2 people that are here, in case you're somehow not aware of what we're talking about, Muskegon I don't even remember who they were playing, but the 2 goalies decided to fight at center ice, and Muskegon goalie won. And the fellas on Muskegon were losing their fucking mind. Like they were jumping up and down, selling so hard, and then out of nowhere, Maceo Phillips is like jumping on the ice and then fell over. It was incredible. It was. I got fired up. I saw the video of it. I quote, I was like, "Dudes fucking rock." And then I specifically screen recorded Maceo Phillips jumping up and down. I was like, I cannot get enough of this. And the dude Schmaltz that does the shit with Heat Daddy, he was like, "What a bunch of dipshits," and I mean that in the best way possible. This is the fucking best. Which is
right, and then the other guy quotes it, and it's like, "You're a fucking loser."
He was just like, "There's me." He's like making it all about himself. I was like, "Shut the fuck up, you fucking loser." Fucking disgusting. But that was an all time video. The boys were so fucking fired up. And that's just guys being dudes. Dudes fucking rock. And I strongly encourage everyone to go. I've watched that video probably 7,000 times. It is so funny. Just what they looked like they won the cup. And they were like, let's fucking go.
Oh, kind of like Jesper Wallstedt against the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh, yeah, no, we have to get mad about that too. Weird how the fucking Colorado Avalanche
I actually
fan base
care.
and media team
like that got blown so far out of proportion though. Like, is he an idiot for saying it? Yes. Should it really impact our lives that he said it? No.
No, I think it's just because Colorado, a Colorado guy.
If it was Dater, I'd be with everybody, but it wasn't. So Dater, I never met her.
The only fucking like guy in like the Colorado Avalanche like media crew that I really love is John Michael Isles. I think he's just like the best. I love that. The fact that he does the games in his wine cellar,
dude. He started a beer. I need him on the show.
Also, I love the fact that when he retired, he called Brian Burke immediately and just goes, "Hey man, thanks for my house in Denver." Like,
even better, all the positive juju that led to the Gophers win. You see who was between the glass?
No.
Only the highest drafted Gopher ever.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
EJ, baby. Eric Johnson.
You know, he was fired up. Another cool ass.
He was for sure like, all right, I got to pretend I care.
He's cool as hell. He's a funny bastard.
Dude, he is a top 5. Like, I want to have him on.
Oh, he would be phenomenal. He's
seen things, and he just seems like an awesome dude.
Yeah. But that'll do it. 2.5 hours, mostly off track.
I mean, just to literally check the box, we should just point out to everybody that.
Oh yeah,
Logan Cooley is okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a wrap.
Can confirm. Good at hockey.
If he was out long term, like it looked like he was going to be,
it looked bad.
Scary.
Still a goddamn fucking stud. Should have gone -8th overall. Should have been drafted a week before the draft.
I love him, and I've still already I already like his cousin more. I don't know what it is. It probably says a lot about me, but I can't.
Probably says a lot about me, guys. I don't know. This might be a me thing.
I mean, dude, one of my favorite players ever is Martin St. Louis. I love Matt Zuccarello. Now I got LJ Mooney. I'm just a short king guy.
LJ is just.
He's just so fun, dude. I
like that he goes. I like when he just like. When there's like a. It's always funny to me whenever there's like an extended offensive zone time for Minnesota, but it's like it's not like they're just like dishing and there's like a bunch of scoring chances. Sometimes it's just like they're like fumbling the puck, but like keeping it in the zone, and then he's just like, "Nah, fucking give me it." He's like,
"Give me the rock.
Let me go do a couple laps with this thing. I'm gonna make some people look stupid, and I'm gonna put this on a fucking tee back door wide open." That.
Well, and I think it's apparent with my. Again, I'll apologize to everyone. I tried to sell you on a false idol. I was obsessed with Kalen Addison. I can so appreciate when a guy can just see the ice in a different way than everyone else. And when LJ Mooney can not only see the ice, unlike anyone else that's on the ice with him on both teams, but also has ridiculous skill to pair with it. And oh yeah, everyone wants to knock him for his size, and he's still going to be the guy that throws down and fights the guy that's fucking 6'3". Like, he is everything that I want in a college hockey player. I hope that he stays for 3 or 4 years. It would make me so happy. but it's just a matter of the skill combined with the vision, the understanding, the awareness, and having a little bit of that fuck you to his game.
A little bit. He's got all the fuck you.
Who's got more fuck you? Him or my son Brody?
I think it's different. I think LJ's got a different level.
I think LJ's is nonstop, whereas Brody's, when it turns on, get away from him.
I think,
you know what I mean?
LJ Mooney lives that life. He's like, I'm about this, boss. I'm about that life, boss.
Brody's like, oh no, I'm chill, and then all of a sudden it's like, I will eat your children. It's like, oh fuck.
It's like, we woke him up. We should have let him sleep.
We got bad Brody. We got bad Brody. So it is very different. I still think they both absolutely have that FU to their game, but I don't think I'll ever put someone above Brody Zemer for literally, I'm going to flip the switch and just decide to start eviscerating humans.
There have been a couple assists that he's put up where he's just like falling over and getting trucked. And
the one in Denver is so good. So good.
We should have probably had that clip up ready to go, but we were never going to.
If the people haven't seen it, it means they don't care.
If you haven't seen it, fuck you.
If you don't know what it means, you can't afford it.
That's a good way to talk. That's the one we need. All right. In theory, normal hours next week. In theory. At this point,
it's a good theory.
We might just start going live without telling anyone. We might have a rotating schedule that only we know about 5 minutes before we.
I was going to say, we don't even know about it.
That's what I mean. I'm keeping everyone guessing, including me.
Makes it more exciting for us.
If you don't chew Big Red, fuck you. Attaboy, Costco. The outtakes of that scene in Talladega Nights. By the way,
I didn't even see that he said that. I thought that was from you.
No. No, I told you last week, dude. I am off the dip. Feels weird. My gums aren't bleeding 24/7. It's something else.
So what is it now?
23/7 bleeding. Still recovering. It's probably still something there.
Oh fuck! I wasn't ready for that.
This has been the dumbest fucking 2.5.
23/7. Holy shit. Oh, well played. Well played.
Shout out to all three people that were here for a little bit.
Both of you hopefully had a great time.
Or just a time. Shout out Jesper Wallstedt. Shout out Hoppy's sons for not letting last night happen because it would not have been fun. Would have been a drag of an episode. Bottom line, absolute poetry that Jesper Wallstedt puts up yet another shutout in Edmonton. Suck on that. And we'll see everyone whenever the hell we go live again.
It's a mystery to all of us.
All right. Let's
Ryan Garvin stealing TVs.
Steve Hartman.
No, it's David Garvin. I don't know why we keep on thinking it's Steve.
I don't know either.
I've said Steve every fucking time.
Every time. Fuck.
David Hartman.
Me. David Garvin.
Could be any bald guy.
That is not me.